Hey, it's Dave Wyman from Wyman and Bob. Time for Football 101. Seahawks getting a 29-26 victory over the Washington Commanders. It was just kind of a tight game, not what a lot of people thought it would be. We thought there would be some kind of a rapid repair from the debacle that was in Baltimore, losing 37-3, but they kind of slowly climbed their way out. What I want to talk about today, one of my favorite things in sports is watching, in like baseball, a really good throw from the outfield and a tag out at home is just, I love that. It's awesome. Like a really well executed pick and roll in basketball, I love that. But watching a blocking scheme come together and, get a body on a body, and you see how there's guys pulling. And what we're going to talk about is what's kind of called, I think a lot of people call it pin and pull, where it's like you block down, you pull a guard, and he goes and kicks a guy out. And that's kind of that strategy or style of blocking. The other one is kind of a zone read type of blocking, where two offensive linemen come together. One, they double team the defensive tackle, and then the other one goes up to the next level and gets the linebacker. And so in those two schemes, the guy that fits best with the pin and pull one I described is Zach Charbonnet. And we're going to look at a couple of plays like that. You look at Kenneth Walker, he's more of a zone read guy. Like he likes to see that, the sort of sideways movement from his offensive lineman, and then he kind of jitterbugs around and then picks a spot and finds a crease. And so far this year, Walker's run for 595 yards, and he's got a 4.1 average. And then Charbonnet, who hasn't had as many carries, that's for sure. He's only got 38 compared to the 145 of Ken Walker, but he had 214 yards and a 5.6 yard average. So we're going to take a look at Charbonnet today and just some of the awesome scheme that they have here, and some of the blocking schemes and sort of the difference between those two things. All right, let's take a look at a couple of plays that happened pretty late in the third quarter with Zach Charbonnet. So right here, one of the things I love, because we talked about it all week, they've got the 3 tight end set. So you've got Colby Parkinson right here, and you can see that he's kind of cheating. He's about to go in motion. I'll spoil it for you. He's kind of looking inside. Sometimes guys do that. This is Fant, who's going to end up going up to block a safety. And then over here is Will Dissly, who really has a key block. That is Bobo going in motion. And really, for play action pass, one of the best things you can do is be under center. We're going to look at a shotgun play too, but under center it's so much more difficult for the linebackers here to diagnose. So but they get it done in both the gun and under center. Gino does. So here's the snap of the ball, and as promised, there goes Colby Parkinson in motion right there, and you can see the linebackers kind of bumping over to where their gap is, and actually it looks like the ball was almost just snapped, because you can see the lineman's, it looks like Damian Lewis with his hand off the ground. Same with Phil Haynes right there. So these guys are ready to go, and it was well executed, but it's kind of interesting to look at where Colby is when that ball snaps. He's going fast, luckily, but that has to be timed up perfectly. And so here we go. What we got here is a block down by the guard here, a block down by the tackle. And this is Will Dissly is coming up for the tight end. And then as this defensive end goes upfield, Colby Parkinson is going to block him right there, and we'll see a little bit better view, but the whole thing is just coming together beautifully. Haven't quite had the handoff yet, but you can see Noah Fant. George Fant is with the Jets now. Noah Fant now heading up to the safety to block him. And like I said, it's perfectly orchestrated. So here is Dissly, and he's coming off to seal this guy right here. This is Damian Lewis, who pulled from his left guard. You got a block down right here by Jason Peters. And then, you've got Parkinson, who has come across, taking out the defensive end, and here comes Damian Lewis right up in the gap. So basically what you're going to get is this big hallway. I always say it's a hallway of silver butts in this case, because they're wearing silver pants. But when you have guys turned, and that's the thing, when you're a defender, you don't want to be turned. You got to turn there, you got to turn there. I mean, these guys are just sealing off the hole here. And then you can see just perfectly blocked, a body on a body everywhere you go. Here comes Fant to get the safety. And this is Damian Lewis with that pull kick out block. And this is Disley came from here and just came downhill on the inside linebacker. And I'll get rid of all the stuff here, but look at this hole right here. I mean, this is just awesome to see that sealed off right there, and Charbonnet picks up about 13 yards on this play. Here's another one out of gun, kind of similar situation. This time only two tight ends right here. You got Disley and Fant on the field, and this time it's from shotgun, but they're still able to get it done. And I think it's a little bit better with the quarterback under center, but still a very productive play. Here's the snap of the ball right here. So what you got is a guard pulling here, and then you've got what eventually is going to be your right guard going upfield and trying to get to that linebacker up there. And then, we'll see a little chip off block here and here, but it's the same concept really, just with a different formation, and they ran this back to back. So it's kind of a beautiful thing that, like, give them a different look. We're going to run pretty much the exact same play. And here we go. I thought this is one of the more impressive blocks was Phil Haynes right here. So he's securing number 94 with a double team. You can see where his eyes are. His eyes are coming back here, and he's going to get upfield and just seal that guy off. And then you got Will Disley coming upfield to seal this linebacker off. So we'll see the hole open up, but this is just exactly the same concept, a little bit different as far as blocking scheme goes of who kicks out. This time it's Damian Lewis that kicks out, but it's the same thing that got done with Colby Parkinson. And here we go, Phil Haynes. We saw him looking to the linebacker, so he gets the seal right there. Jason Peters comes off and seals this guy off. You see Will Disley blocking the outside linebacker. And then the pulling guard right here, Damian Lewis. And gosh, I hope we have this in here, but I should have included this, but he actually, you can see it start to happen. He knocks the defensive end right on his butt. So it's a beautiful thing. And like I said, I love the development of this play. And here we are, this linebacker, he actually runs underneath Damian Lewis, and that's why he's there. Otherwise, this would be, that same thing. But look how it's sealed off right here. It's just a very cleanly blocked running play right there, perfectly executed. And once again, you've got this big space right here. This time, I think Zach Charbonnet picks up about 10 or 11 yards, but yeah, he had some great runs. He ran people over on the sidelines. And like I said, I just love watching this all come together. It's a beautiful thing. Even though I'm a defender, I can appreciate these big hogs, the offensive tackles and guards sealing off the defenders. And then a guy like Charbonnet who just loves to finish a run by just taking somebody down. And I love that he lowers his shoulder. Different running style than Ken Walker, but they've got a really good 1-2 punch going there with those two running backs.